In this video, we will explore the concept of mindful consumption, its importance, and how to integrate it into our lives. We will also discuss the benefits of practicing mindful consumption and the steps we can take to make it a habit. Number 1. Understanding consumption habits. The way we consume goods and services has a significant impact on our lives, the environment, and society as a whole. Consumption habits refer to the behaviors and practices that individuals engage in when acquiring and using goods and services. These habits are shaped by our values, beliefs, social norms, and personal preferences. In today's society, consumption has become synonymous with happiness, success, and identity. Many of us tend to overconsume, buy more than we need, and waste resources. Mindful consumption is a way to challenge these habits and adopt a more conscious and intentional approach to acquiring and using goods and services. It involves being aware of the impact of our consumption choices and making choices that align with our values and beliefs Number 2. Developing mindful consumption habits. Consumption habits can have a significant impact on our lives, both individually and collectively. The good news is that we have the power to develop mindful consumption habits that can lead to more sustainable and fulfilling lifestyle. Here are some tips for developing mindful consumption habits. Identify your values. One of the first steps in developing mindful consumption habits is identifying your values. What is important to you? What do you value most in life? Once you have a clear understanding of your values, you can begin to align your consumption habits with those values. Practice gratitude. Practicing gratitude is another key component of developing mindful consumption habits. By taking the time to appreciate what you have, you are less likely to feel the need to constantly consume more. Consider the life cycle of products. When making purchasing decisions, consider the entire life cycle of the products you are buying. Where did it come from? How was it made? What will happen to it when you no longer need it? By considering these factors, you can make more informed and sustainable choices. Support ethical and sustainable brands. Look for brands that prioritize ethical and sustainable practices. By supporting these brands, you are sending a message that these practices are important to you as a consumer. Choose quality over quantity. Instead of buying lots of cheap items, consider investing in high-quality, long-lasting products. This not only reduces waste but can also save you money in the long run. Practice mindful decluttering. Finally, practice mindful decluttering. Take the time to go through your belongings and consider what you truly need and what you can let go of. By reducing your possessions to only those that bring you joy and serve a purpose, you can reduce your consumption and live a more intentional life. Number 3. Sustainable consumption practices. One of the most effective ways to practice sustainable consumption is by reducing our waste. We can do this by reducing the amount of packaging we use, avoiding single-use items, and opting for reusable products. For example, carrying a reusable water bottle or coffee cup can significantly reduce our waste production. Another way to practice sustainable consumption is by choosing products that are made from environmentally friendly materials. This means opting for products made from recycled materials, natural fibers, or organic sources. These products are often more durable and can be reused or recycled, reducing waste production. Furthermore, supporting local businesses and buying locally sourced products can also be a great way to practice sustainable consumption. By doing so, we reduce the carbon footprint of transportation and support the local economy. Additionally, buying products in season can also help reduce the environmental impact of our consumption habits. Lastly, we can also consider the impact of our consumption on the people who make the products we buy. Choosing products made by companies that uphold fair labor practices and ensure workers' rights can contribute to creating a more just and equitable society. Number 4. Mindful consumption in everyday life. One way to practice mindful consumption is to evaluate the products you use on a daily basis. Consider the environmental impact and ethical considerations of the products you purchase, such as the materials used, manufacturing process, and packaging. You can also consider the social impact of the companies you support, such as their labor practices and community involvement. Another way to practice mindful consumption is to be more intentional with your purchases. Instead of mindlessly buying the latest trends or impulse purchases, take the time to research the products you need and invest in quality you need and invest in quality items that will last long. This can reduce waste and save you money in the long run. Reducing your consumption is also a key aspect of mindful consumption. It is important to consider if you truly need the products you are buying or if there are alternatives to meet your needs. For example, you can opt for reusable products instead of disposable ones, or borrow items instead of buying them. Lastly, practicing mindful consumption can also include being mindful of the food you consume. Choosing locally sourced and organic foods can reduce your carbon footprint and support local farmers. Additionally, reducing food waste by planning meals and using up leftovers can also contribute to a more sustainable lifestyle. Number 5. Overcoming obstacles. One common obstacle is the pull of convenience. It's easy to grab fast food or disposable products because they are readily available and require little effort. To overcome this, it's helpful to plan ahead and make conscious choices about what you consume. Consider meal prepping, carrying a reusable water bottle and shopping bag, and opting for products with minimal packaging. Another obstacle is the temptation of advertising and social pressure. We are bombarded with messages that promote the latest trends and products, often making us feel like we need to keep up with the latest fashions or technologies. To overcome this, try to cultivate a mindset of contentment and gratitude for what you already have. Consider unfollowing accounts or unsubscribing from email lists that promote unnecessary consumerism. Finally, it's important to acknowledge that mindful consumption can be more expensive than less sustainable options. This can be a significant barrier for many people. However, it's important to remember that the true cost of unsustainable practices such as environmental degradation and social inequality is often hidden and borne by future generations or marginalized communities. To overcome this obstacle, try to prioritize your spending on products and services that align with your values and consider investing in higher quality, longer-lasting items that will save you money in the long run. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with messages about what to buy, what to wear, what to eat, and what to do. It can be easy to fall into the trap of mindless consumption, which can lead to negative impacts on our well-being and the environment. However, by practicing mindful consumption, we can make conscious choices that benefit both ourselves and the planet. Subscribe now to join us tomorrow for day 24 of our 30-day minimalism challenge, where we'll be exploring how to simplify your tech life. We'll provide you with even more unique and creative tips to help you achieve your minimalism goal. See you then.